We are at the St. Charles Library. The police have come. I will show more video later. I'd say, Mindy, how many adults do you think are here? About 10 to 15?
Yeah.
And how many kids? 35?
At least.
35, 40 kids. It's really awesome, unmasked. They're playing games. This is so fun. It's unbelievable. So,
Bless America.
So lots of homeschool parents here today. Police came. They talked to us.
I need to find books on trains, but
They won't help you find because you're not wearing a mask.
they've asked me to leave.
I feel like there's something we can do about that through the ADA. So I'll help you with that later if you'd like. The police have been fantastic.
Yes.
And understanding what their authority is. And they said to think of it more of a no shirt, no shoes, no service sort of thing. And that's not something that they enforce. So go to your libraries, guys. Bye. Thank you for coming and telling us our right.
Literally, probably one of my worst nightmares, a group of Karens decided to take over the local library. All right, likely COVID infected perhaps. They decided to do this in violation of the mask rules that are affixed to that facility. There's more video, here it is.
We're at the point now where we've tried to be respectful. We've gone out, we take the accommodation. We bless the businesses that are freedom loving. Yes. But now it's getting to the point where we need to go into the buildings, the businesses, and say, I'm asking you to serve me. I'm asking you just to not discriminate against me for my mask, for my passport, whatever it is, right? To use the building and then kind of force their hand to make a decision of what they're going to do. What could have happened is yes, they could have given us a citation for trespassing and or removed us, which I think it just specifically in St. Charles for something like this, if it's non-criminal, they actually can't remove you physically. The police said it's a mandate, not a law. They specifically said that.
It's not a law, and that's what it's always come down to. It's come down to what is law and what is right.
And what side of history you're going to be on?
What side? Yeah.
It was MLK Day yesterday.
I'm glad to be on this side of the table with this mom.
I mean, the things that they get feisty about. Okay, so the Karens are incorrect in their assessment of the law. So were the police officers. I'm going to break that down. These groups are Freedom Illinois and Awake Illinois. They combined together and they came out for a protest at the St. Charles Library. The establishment has a rule. Let's put the rule up. All right, let's put it up. And the reason part, if you do not comply with this notice talking about the mask mandate, the St. Charles police will be called to remove you from the building. Now, this is very simple. It's not complex whatsoever, all right? I don't have to get into a bunch of legalese. Establishments have the right, even public buildings, they have the right to enforce things like no shoes, no shirt, no service, all right? They have a mask policy here, and they have the right to enforce their mask policy. And if you decide not to adhere to it, they must make reasonable accommodations for you to still shop with that establishment if it is a noted disability, but they do not have to allow you on the premises. Now, the police officers decided they did not want to take a bunch of Karens to jail that day, so they just left. They ignored the law. They did. This is the power of Karenicity. Wosny, what are your thoughts?
That these women are terribly bored. They have no real inconveniences in their lives, and so they make these up. Like, if you actually have problems and hurdles and adverse circumstances in your life, you can't gin up this level of contempt and just anger over something as innocuous as wearing a mask while at a library. I can't believe that these people have any real problems.
Right.
If what they think is their freedoms being impugned is, oh my goodness, woe is me, the library made me wear N95. No, Dr. Richey, what will we do? And then she invoked MLK.
Yeah.
Like, I'm freedom fighting with the good doctor. You can't make this stuff
Not
up.
with the good doctor, brother. The children are involved. That's another tragedy of this whole thing. They got all their children involved. None of these Karens would have went to that library if it had not been for them just trying to mess with folk about the mask policy. But here is the era we're in. It is what it is.